We are live! Yay!
Hi, everybody.
Hello. Damn. That's never a good way to start your show.
With a dam.
Yeah, you get so excited that you drop your lighter and shit.
Oh,
Hey,
well.
child, if you're gonna sit here, be useful, please. Thank you. We're all about professionalism here, my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Or
100%. Which is why I'm
something.
sitting in my bed and you're in your backyard.
Yeah. Well, in our defense, we're like 15 hours away from each other by
Hmm.
plane.
Yeah. I wonder how long it would have been on Concorde if they had kept them going. Probably a lot less, hey?
I don't know. All I know is I am having some serious problems returning to reality right now.
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't do much traveling at all.
No, me neither.
Never been much of a traveler. And so when I do go places, it's like, holy shit, I really like this. Why am I not here more often? I need to stay here. And then really awesome things happen and I'm like, why is my life so boring?
Well, maybe it's so that you can just appreciate the really cool bits.
Or something. I guess.
Hmm. I don't
Well,
know.
before we get into the vacation part, I have some really awesome news.
Mm.
Sorry. Anyway, yeah, so my child went and got tested for kindergarten this morning.
And
And well, she's smart enough to be in kindergarten.
yay!
Actually, her kindergarten teacher was my old kindergarten teacher.
Wow.
Yeah. So she's really good. She's really awesome. I love her. And she she took her in there, they did testing, and then a little bit later I'm like watching through the door. And her preschool teacher comes up and she's like, how's she doing? How's she doing? And I was like, so far it looks pretty good. The teacher comes out and we're like, how'd she do? She goes, excellent. Your child did excellent. I was like, yay. She goes, your child has done more on today's test than I have had a child do yet.
Woohoo! That's awesome.
I was like, yay, I got a smart one.
And then you got to sort of think how much of that is nurture, how much of that is nature. I'm thinking there's a lot of nurture in there.
Yeah, well, I don't know where she got that from.
No idea whatsoever.
No, I have no idea. But
Well, we
anyway,
had we had a big week for my little monkey too, or rather my not
oh,
so little monkey anymore. We had a subject selection evening for grade 10.
wow.
I know. Can you believe we've known each other that long?
I think it was the last show. It was either the last show or the first show we did where I said it feels like just yesterday we were teaching your child how to read by means of Hangman.
Exactly. And discussing the pros and cons of becoming pen pals with some of our mutual friends so that she would learn how to write.
Exactly.
Yeah, she now has beautiful writing and she's about to go into grade 10 and she's thinking of doing philosophy.
Wow. That's
I know.
impressive.
Yeah, I tried to steer her towards like legal studies because she's a bit of a bush lawyer. You probably don't know what that term means, but it basically means that she answers questions with questions and
Ah,
skirts the subject really, really well.
we call those
So,
politicians.
yeah, bush lawyers, politicians, all about the same, really. So, yeah, she had no interest in legal studies, which was really odd. And she had no interest in what was the other weird subject they had? I think it was like aeronautics or something they offer. It's like, what? What?
That's bizarre. That's really bizarre.
So yeah, they offer just a whole bunch of like ones that you're thinking, really? Kids that old? But then you sort of think about it and you're going, okay, well, considering they're now doing in like grade, they've advanced kids a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I don't know. But if she does well enough, they've got options to do early entrance to university for grade 11 and 12. So,
Wow.
no pressure.
No pressure. No pressure.
So, yeah, I think we've got like a 60-page PDF that we have to read through before the beginning of next term. Yeah,
That
and each
sounds
sub
like so much fun.
Oh yeah, and about each subject, well, everything that's not compulsory that she's picking seems to have like nearly $100 surcharge. So it's going to be an expensive year next year.
Yeah. Yeah. And I thought buying kindergarten supplies was bad.
And she's got to change school uniforms next year as well because she's going into senior school.
They can't see my webcam unless I make noise, so all they saw is you say something and going. I
That's
was
all right.
showing I was showing Belinda my Coke. I'm sharing my Coke with an Explorer, which I'd turn it sideways, but it's still got things in it, so that'd be bad.
Well, just yeah, don't tip it on
Wait,
us
wait,
because
wait,
we'd go
wait.
cry.
I have an idea. I have an idea. Watch this. Ready? There you
That's
go.
not corny at all.
No, no, no. This show has been brought to you. No, I can't say that because we may actually get sued.
Yeah, no. So, do you have school uniforms for the kindergarten, or is it just BYO?
Yeah, unfortunately, we have school uniforms.
Look, for all people complain about them, it levels the playing field, and it means you don't have the argument every morning of you are not leaving the house dressed in that.
I will agree. I will agree as far as that part is concerned. Leveling the playing field, not so much.
I don't know. I mean, if everyone's in the same garb, it's not so bad. I mean,
But
it's
it's
the
but it's
added
not really the
extras that.
same. It's not really
How?
well. I mean, you buy things through the school, so I guess in your case it would be the same.
Yeah.
For us, we don't have the option of buying through the school. I mean, if you go
Mm.
to a private school, maybe, but we do public school, so we have to do everything. You can either go to Walmart or you can go to like some of these dollar stores that'll have them. And then, there are the big names that have uniforms. So you'll still see people with brand name uniforms versus Walmart. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna smack her in a minute. It's gonna be an accident. It's gonna be funny. But
Mm.
yeah, so in America's case, it's not leveling the playing field.
So is it more a dress code rather than a uniform? Because uniform here is everyone is wearing exactly the same thing.
And it's kind of a mixture of the two, really, because you're technically supposed to be wearing the same thing, but it's the same thing in the extent of you have to wear khaki or black pants, or you have to wear a certain type of polo, like, or a certain
Yes.
color.
Okay, so it's a dress code rather than a uniform. Okay.
Exactly, but we call it a uniform policy because we're all supposed to be wearing the same colors. But the problem is, you will see some kids wearing yellow polos and black pants, some people wearing white polos and khaki pants, and it's all in the same school. So,
So
yeah,
you'll have the kids that have bought theirs at Walmart, and you'll have those that went to Dolce and Gabbana, and yeah,
exactly. So, yeah. So in our case, it's not leveling the playing field at all. It's just another way to, yeah.
yeah. Well, next year I don't know why. What person thought this was a freaking good idea? White blouses and a tie year round, and the girls have to wear tights in winter, which doesn't do jack. They're not allowed to wear dress pants.
That's weird.
Yep. So I don't know. I don't know. The information evening, hubby and I really, really bit our tongues, really, really hard, and we were in the front row for the presentation part of it. And once the last word had been uttered, hubby got up, basically announced to the room, "This is a load of BS," and walked out.
Good for him. Good for
and,
him.
we're, and we're all like, "Oh my goodness, not with us. We're not with him. No, no, no." Because they made a big song and dance about how having your own laptop is really, really important because, oh, otherwise you have to share. Oh, that's a
What?
calamity.
No. We're not supposed to teach our kids to share now? Oh,
Nope,
oh, my bad.
nope, nope. And heaven forbid the teacher should have to teach the same thing to every student. Oh,
What? Oh my,
and
what are
they'd
we
have to
paying them for?
and they'd have to use pen and paper.
What?
Oh, it's
That
gonna
is
hurt.
unheard of. Unheard of. No, I demand a retrial. How dare you expect these teachers to teach these kids under these conditions?
Yep. So yeah, oh, it was really, really difficult to swallow. It really, truly was because I mean we're old school, but we're sort of they have their place. Technology has its place, but the fact that they're pushing it so hard to replace the old school methods, we're in the car just rage ranting on our way home, and the poor kiddos, they're just like, oh my gosh, my parents, thank goodness the windows are up.
Well, it's like my mom got a phone call from AT&T, for example, and they were trying to sign her up for some kind of thing. I don't remember now, some kind of internet or whatever. And she's like, I don't want it. And they're like, well, then how do you schedule appointments? She goes, oh, it's really easy. I have this thing called an appointment book, and I use this really nifty gadget called a pen, and I write everything down, including phone numbers and their names, and I have it written here on this little piece of paper. And it just blew their minds, blew their minds.
Well, our big dream is for something like, you remember the old TV show Dark Angel?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyone who doesn't know what Dark Angel is, it's basically this futuristic alternate reality where there has been a magnetic pulse go through, I think it was Canada it was based in or somewhere. I don't know. But basically anything electrical technology stuff doesn't work anymore. So there is technology and stuff in the show which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but basically everything ground to a halt because everyone is so reliant on their technology, and that is what we're hoping for.
It's I mean, it's getting to the point where technology is just getting way out of hand. I mean, like you said, technology has its place. Obviously, if we didn't have technology, you and I would not be sitting here right now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like when I was in Nashville, we went to this restaurant and they have Wi-Fi in all the restaurants now, and I'm like, no, when you go to a restaurant, you go to a restaurant to eat. You don't go to a restaurant to use your phone. Which I mean, I looked up like one or two things on my phone. We weren't mid conversation, and I'm going, that's not how that works. You're supposed to visit with each other, and it's like, if you can't even visit with each other, like, okay, let's say you're going out on a date or you're going out to do whatever, and instead of actually getting to know each other, you're on your phones. How is that a date? How is that anywhere near human interaction?
Exactly. We actually went to a restaurant at Stone's Corner in Brisbane not long ago, and they had this little cardboard box, and on the side of it said, "Everyone put your phones in here and visit with each other."
And I think more and more restaurants should do that. I mean, I understand, you know, for the sake of college people sometimes just need a cool place they can go and whatever. But that's what coffee shops are for. That's the well-known stereotypical college experience is you go hang out at the coffee shop and use their Wi-Fi. But an everyday restaurant where you're expecting families and first dates and all of this, no, there is no need for Wi-Fi. Or you know what? If you want to have Wi-Fi, have it in a special part in the restaurant. Like,
Oh, sorry.
bless you. But
Didn't mean
yeah,
to blow
have
your
it.
ear.
Yeah, I'm deaf in that ear anyway. So yeah, have it upstairs or have it just in a specialized location and make everyone else. Sorry, my nose is itching really bad.
Plant tissue.
But yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous what technology has become nowadays. And now it's like no one can even visit with one another except for like you and I who need technology to visit with one another. So
Exactly.
there's irony for you.
Or I'll come home from work after a weekend shift and I'll say to hubby, "Okay, so how much time did you spend with kiddo?" And he's like, "None. She didn't even come out of a room because she's too busy doing this with the phone and the pads and the things." And oh my God. It's just, yeah.
And I mean, the worst part about it is, I mean, even if you like try to pull away from technology, it's getting to the point where society is making that impossible.
Exactly. Oh, well, you need to do your tax online. You need to sign up for such and such online. Oh, yeah, that information is online. How
Oh,
about some
you have to register for your surgery online. And
online?
I'm like, what if you're dealing with it with an elderly person who doesn't have internet, who doesn't have a smartphone, who doesn't have any of this? What are they supposed to do?
Well, even in my case for next week, I have the option of doing e tickets and basically doing all the boarding stuff online. I'm like, how is that safe again? Because last
That's what
time
I
I went
think.
last year,
Yeah, that's what I think every single time I have to book or buy something online. It's like, yeah, you know what? I work in a hotel. I have seen how many times these reservations get lost online. You hand me an actual copy of something.
yeah, exactly. Like we're supposed to be turning into this paperless technology, paperless community or whatever, and no, you still need the paper because you need a hard copy of it.
I agree. And it's like, the whole argument between Kindles and books. You know what? At this point, I'm perfectly fine. As long as you are reading, I don't care what you read on. If you want to hold a book in your hand, then by all means. If you want to have a Kindle in your hands, by all means. But nothing can give you a reading experience like opening a book and going, ah,
But you know what I like most about reading is the fact that, that's how far through I am. You know?
yep.
You don't get that with a Kindle, like a little bar with like a grey bit. That's not exactly the same thing.
Mm-mm.
Admittedly, though, if I was going to be doing something like flying, say, you know, this is a little bit hard to get on the plane because it's cumbersome, it's big. And what happens if I finish it? I haven't got another one. What am I going to do? Put this in my luggage, and how am I going to do that when I'm on the plane? Like, ask, hey, can I just hop down in the thing because my other book's in my checked luggage? And damn, I'd really like that.
Exactly. Exactly. So, I mean, yeah, in a lot of ways, technology is helping. In a lot of ways, technology is killing it. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
I actually wrote a blog like forever ago. I don't remember how long ago it was, but it was a toss up between is technology boosting or killing creativity? And one of the points I made is you have this, you can open up right now any word processor, any whatever. If you don't have one, you can go download one. And then all you have is this blank screen. And so as you type, the screen goes blank and you get a new page and yada, yada. So it doesn't give you a feel for it. But when you have a notebook or a typewriter or whatever, and you watch those words go across the page and you watch the paper disappear and then you have to change the paper, you know, that is, yeah, ding. And I'm sorry, there is nothing quite like the ding schmack.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, it's just one of those things, isn't it? You're either for it or against it. And have you ever watched the Fine Brothers Kids React
Yes.
on YouTube? Oh my goodness, some of those are golden. Oh, like some of the things that you and I just took for granted as technology when we were kids, and these kids are like, "What even is this?"
It's like them reacting to the Walkman or the what is it, the Super Nintendo. It's like, dude, that's 80s technology right there. That's what gets me through half of my shift at work. Because seriously, when something quits working, what's the first thing you do? You blow on it. If
well,
that
I think
doesn't work, you blow on the machine. If that doesn't work, you hit it.
yes. Although I used to just bypass all the blowing stuff and just be like, "Na na 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 na."
But if you tried smacking anything, like if I picked up this phone right now and went, "Hey, it's not working," smack, I would break it.
Everything's so delicate.
It
Oh,
is. Everything is so delicate. It's horrible. They don't make anything to last anymore.
pretty much. Oh, don't we sound old? Oh my
We
gosh, like
really
oh
do.
my.
There's probably like we've got at least 4 viewers right now, and they're probably going, well, I don't know. Depending on who they are, they're either going, yeah, or they're going, why am I tuning
um,
into these old people? I don't want to watch old people. Sorry.
uh, um, while we're talking about ancient technology, um, I kind of went a bit crazy. Um, kind of went on a spree, and not all of them are here yet, which is a bit
Oh
sad.
Lord.
I
Oh
joined
Lord.
the adult coloring book revolution, so I got color therapy, and I've started coloring that in. So I got myself some new coloring in pencils in my sparkly little thing. And then I hit Book Depository with a vengeance, and I got the Last Christian Painter book in this series, and it's called Last Blood. And I like that one. Look at her.
That's awesome.
Schmexy. And then I got two of the Burn Bright Book Club books for this year. I think I've only got one more coming from this one because I own one of them. And I've got The Cage by Megan Shepherd, and she's the author of Madman's Daughter. And it's a hardcover. It's kind of a pretty cover.
Oh, by the way, before we get started on the whole recalling of the Nashville trip,
Mm-hmm.
I'm very angry with you right now.
Me?
I am very angry with you right now.
Why?
Damn it. Okay. I'm trying to get a Coke and it won't come out of the plastic thing.
Okay, well, while you're doing
I
that, The Queen of Bright and Shiny Things by Anne Aguirre. And that's the last book out of that pile. But there's more coming still, and I think I'm going to be told off by hubby.
probably, but
Okay,
I
so
got
what are
it.
you me?
I am angry at you because you told me that the new Laurel K. Hamilton book was awesome, and
It
that
is.
and all this, and that was the worst book I have ever read in my life.
Really? You don't like it?
I hated it. I
Oh,
absolutely hated it. If
I
I
thought it
could
was.
have, I would have rated it. If I could have, I would have rated it negative stars. I hated it that much.
Oh, okay.
Like, okay, in this book, I actually went through and marked it. There are three instances where she basically says the exact same thing, just slightly rewords it. That is at
Mm.
4%. Keep in mind, I'm reading on a Kindle. So 4% and like 47% and 59%. And yeah, she says something about her and Larry not getting along. And she even says, hell, I taught him how to be an animator twice. In every single chapter, no exaggeration, she bullies someone else. She beats someone up, big and bad she is. Then the actual plot is like the first 10% and the last 10%. And there you go. All the middle bit is nothing but filler. It's ridiculous.
Mm, I don't know. I still I like it better than Bullet still.
I
I,
would
I
rather I would rather have a sharp stick in the eye while pissing glass than have to go through that again.
Oh. I just like the fact that there was less sex in this one because I don't know, the sex was getting to the point where it was just unnecessary skin.
It really was, and I was so excited because I heard that she finally got an editor for this one. I was reading some of the reviews, and someone said she finally got an editor. So I was like, awesome,
No,
she
no,
finally got
no,
an editor.
no, no. This is the last book she's doing with the editor that she had for the whole rest of the other series.
No, she had a no editors clause put into her contract.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah,
that'd explain a lot.
exactly. Exactly. No, she had a no editors clause put into her contract, and she was supposed to have an editor. So I was so excited, and a lot of people were. And yeah, either the editor was blind or was wrapped up in so much red tape they couldn't actually do anything, or yeah, I don't know, but it was absolute crap.
I sorry. I liked it.
It was horrible. And this is the part I don't understand is if you go on Amazon or you go on Goodreads, you see mostly negative reviews. How in the hell did these books end up with like 4 stars?
I don't know. Either she's got some diehard fans like me who probably look at it through a veil of it's a new Anita book, whee! Or I don't know. Maybe just the fact that it's selling so many because everyone sees Laurel K. Hamilton and they're like, dude, yay.
Rumor has it, now this is all just rumor and speculation. I will say neither here nor there. I will just tell you what I have heard. But rumor has it she's paying people.
Mm, mm,
But
oh, well.
the thing that I don't like, okay, even if the book series has kind of gone to crap, the thing that I don't like is how arrogant Laurel K. Hamilton has become, as far as she still thinks that she is like this goddess that should be worshipped in the field of writing. And I'm like, I have taken better poops and could probably make better material than the last few books that you have written. And this means a lot because I usually don't. I mean, you know me, I'm not going to sit there and take a dump on someone's writing. That I don't like it when people do it to me, so I'm not going to do it to other people. But this deserves being called out on.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll see.
So I don't know.
Because she really needs to add Ted back into the books because whenever he's there, she seems to write. evenly, if that
Yeah,
makes any sense.
yeah.
So any book that he's in, automatically it's like, yay!
But the thing that makes me angry is Laura K. Hamilton has turned into the author that you can't disagree with her. Because if you try to tell her, I'm not a big fan of the sex, I'm not a big fan of the way the series is going, I'm not a big, instead of going, well, you know what, that's your opinion, and I'm sorry that you have that. Hopefully the next book will make you happier, which is what a normal author would do. She turns it around and goes, well, you don't like it because you're against my lifestyle. No, honey, I don't care how many dicks you put inside you. I don't care how polyamorous. I don't care that you're polyamorous. You know what? That's fine. You can screw whoever you want. But I don't need a detailed recall on paper.
Or if you're gonna do it because the story needs it, not because, hey, I need 10 pages. What am I gonna do? Oh, I know. Let's add a sex scene.
Exactly.
You know, I don't know. I don't know. She needs an editor that can kick some ass and say, look, Laurel, you got these books. They're not so great. Let's fix that.
And the sad fact is it's getting to the point where she's turn, kind of turning into the typical big name author. It's going to sell just because it has her name on it. And so she thinks that she can write whatever. And I'm like, if more people would just stop buying her stuff.
But there's a slight chance that it might be good again. That's why we buy.
Yeah, it is. And then, of course, there's the fact that I bought it on accident, which I was on Skype with you when I did that. Thanks, Belinda.
Yeah. Speaking of big names that you buy simply because they are written by who they are, um, I didn't so much like the first book in the, what do they call it? I don't know. She hasn't got it written anywhere. Emma. Hang on. Let me look in the thing because, it's always good to be prepared. Midnight Crossroad is the first book in the Midnight series by Charlene Harris. And I usually love Charlene Harris's stuff because she's got great humor, action, adventure, whatever. And then she wrote Midnight Crossroad, and it is the weirdest format of a book I've ever seen. Like, I read a lot of first person books, and this is third person, so it's almost like, the little angel sitting on everybody's shoulder and telling it from the outside view, and it's so off putting. And hubby just saw that it was written by Charlene Harris. He's like, oh, I don't think you've got this one. Here you go. I'm like, and he's like, what? I said, I hated the first one. He's like, oh, do you want me to return? I'm like, no, I want to see what it's like. So I'm now 74 pages in, and it's not bugging me as much. Probably because the cat talks for most of the book, or a lot of the book. Whereas in the last one, it took him until like the last 3 chapters to pipe up, and I'm like, the cat talks, dude. Because we all
Yeah,
know cats have some serious attitude.
that's true, though. That's true, though. Yeah, especially now. I'm learning that more and more now that we have orphan kittens, and one of them has adopted me as its mother.
Yeah. Mama kitty.
I'm actually surprised that he's not on me like right now. I'm not even sure where he is actually. Oh,
Probably
he's
kicking
somewhere back
around back
there.
there somewhere.
Probably. Yeah, I just heard him cry. Yep, he's back there somewhere.
Okay, so we've gone a little while. Let's talk Nashville.
Nashville, Tennessee, which is what I think most people have tuned in for. Although I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of hoping there's at least one person in here. He's not, but I'm hoping. But so anyway, I wrote a blog. So if you don't want to sit through the whole retelling of this, you can go and read it. I'm pretty much gonna follow the exact same format. So let's start from the very beginning. Nashville itself. If you ever get a chance to go, I highly recommend it. Surprisingly, I also recommend that you drive. And the reason I say that is because if you are driving in from the Illinois side, then you will suddenly go from flat, 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 and start getting hillier and hillier, and then suddenly mountains. And they have carved the roads into the mountains. So you are driving mountains, and it is beautiful. Surrounded on all sides by mountainous rock that just looks like Mother Nature has just delicately placed all these different layers. Beautiful. Then you go through the mountains and it's winding and curving and uphill and downhill and all this stuff, and then suddenly it opens up and the skyline of Nashville appears, and it is breathtaking. And
Wow.
it's things like this that make you realize why Nashville is considered the music capital of the United States, because it is such a beautiful sight that it is truly inspiring, and you're just awestruck. Traffic in Nashville is not that bad, surprisingly, for a big city. Parking is a bitch. I'm not gonna lie. Parking is a bitch. So if you ever come to Nashville, be prepared for some serious frustration.
Mm.
But we get checked into our hotel. Everything goes off without a hitch. We get back into our room. We do the typical "I'm a girl" thing, and we go put makeup on and all this stuff. And I'm like, "Oh, I look good. I look good." I didn't take any pictures, but I look good. And I started off with this top hat minus that. That will come into play in a moment. And so yeah.
Spider cat, spider cat, does whatever spider cat does.
You'll have to excuse my 5-year-old. She won't go inside. Yeah, so there you go.
Oh God.
Elizabeth, Elizabeth, stop making the cat wall. Live broadcast is great. See, normal, like the way we used to do Friday Ketchup, we could just go pause and then edit that out later. And yeah, can't do that now. So Ellie,
Nope.
please stop making the cat climb the wall. Insert that into the But anyway, so yeah, the whole point of going to Nashville was for the Ink and Iron Festival. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and confess it now that it's over. The rest of the festival was cool, but I totally went to see the 69 Cats. Judge me how you will. I spent a shit ton of money to go see one band. That's right. But
That's all right. I'm spending a shit ton to go and see one author that I can see for $17 in my own hometown.
there you go. There you go. So anyway, so we got all dolled up and we go to the Bicentennial Mall Park. Now the Bicentennial Mall Park is gorgeous. It is massive. I think it said it was like a mile long total. And it's like centered right smack dab in the middle of Nashville. And it is beautiful. Surrounding the park on either side are these huge hills with these massive buildings. Some of them are really, really old, and some of them are really, really new. And that was the really cool thing about Nashville, is it's like the old and the new just kind of went, and it's perfect. It blends together so perfectly. But you go into the park, and after you get your wristbands and all that stuff, you go in and you've got vendors everywhere, and you can smell food of various fried variety because it's Nashville, so everything's going to be fried or pork or barbecue.
I think that's just a America thing.
It's especially in the South.
America.
It's where everything is fried or we put barbecue on it, including God. Actually, I don't know about the God part, but it sounded good.
I don't know. They put him in a jar of pee, so why not barbecue?
That's true, though. But anyway, so we get to the festival and you can hear the music. There's 3 stages. There's the amphitheater towards the very, very front of the park or the back of the park. I don't know. It's really disorienting. And then there's one stage about midway. And then there's another stage kind of towards the back. And then there's one, technically it's a stage, way at the back of the park. And that's where they have their cabaret show. And it's air conditioned, which is bullshit. It's bullshit. The rest of the damn festival's outside. The damn cabaret girls are all, oh, it's so nice in here. It's all crisp.
Well, no one really
Fuck
wants
you,
a
cabaret girls.
sweaty. Nobody wants a sweaty cabaret dancer because some of those things they do, you don't want them slipping off.
Ah! Because nothing says sexy like face planting. But anyway, so we are there for like a total of 10 minutes. And I mean actually in the festival. I'm not talking like we get up there, we get our wristbands, we walk through security, and we're in the festival. So that was about 5 minutes, and that was just mostly walking. Because I wore boots because I'm a dumbass. Because I decided I wanted to look good, and I didn't give a shit about my feet. Towards the end of the evening, it was more, I gave more of a shit about my feet than I did looking good, so I was going around, but anyway, so yeah, we get into the festival. We were there for 10 minutes, okay? We round the corner to go to the second stage, and sorry, guys. Sorry. You know, the worst part is these cats, they love this. They absolutely adore.
Oh, he's got a little top
They,
hat.
yeah, they adore this treatment. They think it's amazing. That's why I'm not getting onto her for holding the cats this way, because you know that's not fighting. It's not doing anything. It's just sitting there chilling.
It
has a top on its head. Yes, it does have a top on its head. Now, please go play somewhere else. Oh, God. Anyway.
What is it?
Sorry.
Children and animals?
Yeah. When we did this, I wasn't expecting that to be on the show today, but there you go. You're welcome, viewers.
Bye.
Anyway, so Janie and I round the corner, and there is the band we came to see. Just standing there, no security, no fans, just them talking.
Dude.
We froze. Because it's one thing if it is a scheduled event. It's one thing if you know when you round that corner, you are rounding that corner to go see them and do a signing or whatever. It is another thing entirely when you did not even know they were in the country and you round the corner and there they are.
Aww.
Yeah. So we froze. And we waited for them to kind of slightly disappear, and then we ran past. And I tried to do sneaky photography, which looks a little something. And of course, I've got like a DSLR camera, so I can point and click
Real
on my
stealthy.
phone. So I've got the phone. I've got this, holding it with one hand, aimed that way as we walk past, and ka-chink!
Dick.
It didn't work. It was very blurry. In case you wanted to know, it was very blurry. But then we ended up sitting like less than 20 feet away. And we're sitting there staring which looks a little something like this. Just hoping,
Really?
maybe, yeah, just hoping, maybe Yorkie would turn around, look at us, and go, "Hey, they've been staring for like 10 minutes. I bet they're too scared to come over. We should go say hi." That didn't work either. You'll notice a lot of that in this story. It didn't work. It didn't work. That's my foot. Sorry. I think I'm gonna have to pick up the baby in a minute. Stop licking my foot. Again, live broadcasting. You can't just pause. But anyway,
Well, the cat's doing that.
yeah, just for the record, my foot, not my child. The other way would have been weird. But anyway, so we sit there and we stare, and for a few minutes we'll get brave and we're like, let's go say hi. And then one of us gets up and the other one goes, no. So we sit back down. Well, finally Janie gets brave, which is really weird because out of the two of us, I figured I'd be the one to get brave. Didn't work. She gets up. The lead singer, his name is Yorkie. Note how I'm saying it. I've been practicing all weekend for that. And anyway, he is standing there just kind of talking with some fans, along with the bassist whose name is Chopper. And then there's hey, that's mine. Sorry, I was attacked that time. Yeah, along with the guitarist whose name is Danny B. And Danny B kind of wanders off, and he's standing there talking to a fan. So Janie goes, "I'm gonna go over there. I'm going over there." So she gets up and goes over there. And he kind of turns, acknowledges that she's there, turns back to his conversation, and she's like, "Oh God, I'm gonna get ignored." And then finally he turns around, full faces, and his face lights up, and he goes, "Hi!" And she goes, "Hi." And he offers his hand, and he's like, "Hi, I'm Yerky." She goes, "I know. That's why we're here." And she's like, "I'm Janie," and he holds her hand for like ever. I'm sitting at the bench going, "Hey," and he drags her over. He's like, "Let me introduce you to the rest of the band," and drags her over to the rest of the band. Now I'm like, okay, she can't get all the treatment. I'm going over there. And so we go over there. We're introduced to everybody, and the first thing Danny B says to me when he sees me is, "I like your top hat." And I went, "Well, thank you. Thank you for that." And Yerky says, "Yeah, but you're just trying to rip Danny B off." I was like, "No, no, I can't help it that I look better in a top hat than you do." And he says something. Oh God, I can't remember all of it now. And we also lost Belinda, so I'm going to talk to you guys now. So that's awesome. Wait, we may be getting her back. Yay! Yeah, I'm working on it, Belinda. I'm working on it. There you go. I think. Nope. For some reason, you are muted. Well, sorry, guys. We're working on it, trying really hard to work on it.
Is that better?
There we go.
Okay. It says live on my end, so we live still?
Yes, we're still live. I was talking to
Okay,
myself
so
mostly.
Yogi, Chopper, and what's him call it, and Janie's going, "I'ma do it, I'ma do it." Okay, over to you.
Yeah, yeah. Overdue. Sorry, guys. So yeah, he like grabs her hand and drags her over to introduce her to the rest of the band. And she's like grinning so hard that her face is about to fall off. And finally, at this point, I'm going, hey, wait a minute. I want
she
to
be
play.
fun.
So I get up and I go over. And the first thing Danny B says to me when I walk over, and I keep in mind, once again, I'm wearing this top hat minus this, is I like your top hat. Danny B in my pictures is the one wearing the top hat
Eh.
with a sheriff star.
Ah.
So I was like, oh, thank you. You know, like you do when you're scared out of your fucking mind. Thank you. You're so you're so nice. Thanks. Yeah. And then Yurki goes, oh, you're just trying to rip Danny B off. And I was like, I can't help it that I look better than him in a top hat. Totally, totally false bravado because I was terrified out of my damn was bad. But there we go. Sorry, I was opening up our Q&A. There's nothing there, but I was just opening it. So anyway, uh Yuriki says, well, don't think of it as you look better than him. Think of it as you're paying homage to this amazing guitarist. And I was like, all right, I can live with that. And he goes, Yuriki leans in real close and looks like gets really serious. He goes, you have until tomorrow to get a sheriff's star. And I was like,
Oh.
I will try. I will try my best. I make no guarantees because I'm not entirely sure where the hell I'm going to get one, but I will try. And then he's like, he gets so excited. This man's like 46 years old. Let's just throw that out there. The lead singer is 46 years old, and he sounds almost as excited as my 5-year-old and goes, let's take pictures. I was like, okay. So they all kind of stand around. It's Chopper, Janie, Yerky, Dan. You guys are gonna have to pretend like you like each other to get you all in one picture. So they move closer. Chopper's got his arm over Janie. Yerky's got his arm over Janie. Danny B's standing there, and I go to take the picture. Except even with the false bravado going on, my hands still know that I'm scared to death. So I'm sitting there doing this number, trying to take a still picture. Do you know how hard it is to take a picture when your hands are doing this?
I apologize if I'm coming up because my garbage man. It's garbage day.
Well, I keep interrupting you because my kid decides to make cats climb the wall, so we're even. But anyway, so so yeah, I'm trying desperately to take this picture. I take one, it is shit. It is so bad. It was like really weird mosaic shit. Like I could probably sell this in a museum for abstract. So then I take another picture. This one's a little clearer. We're getting better. So then I change the setting. I straighten everything up. I tighten it in. All right, we are good. I take the picture and it is clear. It is beautiful. It is awesome. And I went, thanks, guys. Then I looked at the picture. Someone decided that was the perfect opportunity to fucking look down. Thanks, Janie. If
Oh
you
no.
only knew how much work I had to put into taking those pictures. Yeah. And yeah, you sit there and you look at the picture, and all of a sudden, all you see is Janie look. Yeah. Thanks, Janie. But anyway, so we're on cloud nine at this point. He's like, the lead singer's like, oh yeah, you have to come back tomorrow. You have to come back tomorrow. We got to go right now, but you have to come back tomorrow. And we're like, okay, we will definitely be here. Considering you're the main reason we're here, we're gonna be here.
Yeah.
And the rest of the festival was spent looking at some of the motors. And Janie kind of sat there and went, "Yep, that's a car." And I'm going, "No, look at it. It's beautiful." And she's like, "It's got wheels."
Oh, oh.
See? See? And she's doing the whole walk through really quick, and I'm like, "No, they're set up so you can go over and fondle them. You can't just walk past them." Yeah, that happened. So I finally made her stop so I could fondle a few of them. We actually had quite a few uh motorcycles, and that was kind of unexpected. But yeah, really nice bikes too.
So was it 50s, 60s, 70s cars?
Yep,
Oh,
yep. Though they were
yeah.
beautiful, and some of the
I
paint
missed
jobs.
I missed Grease Fest this year. I'm so kicking myself. But yeah, that's between RSCQ Motorfest, where this year they actually had Amelia Earhart's old Packard. So, scoop
Wow,
for anyone in the US, that car is no longer in the US, it is on the Sunshine Coast
wow.
in Australia.
Actually, I found, if I remember correctly, hang on, that's actually one of the cars that I saw.
Really?
Hmm.
Because
If I'm not
apparently,
mistaken.
yeah, because I don't know, would he have taken it back to the US? I don't know.
I'm not sure that it was Amelia Earhart's, but it was a I think I'm pretty sure.
Because it was a guy in the States that used to own it and it was just sitting in pieces. It was his project and he just never got around to doing it. And the guy that ended up finishing it out here swapped it for a Buick. So Amelia Earhart's old Packard is in Australia. So da 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 da. I think
It's
hers
hard to
is
it's hard
blue.
to see. It's hard to see, but and then this is the thing on the front of it.
Yeah, I think Amelia's one is blue.
Yeah, this one was gorgeous. Oh my god, it was so gorgeous.
Apparently,
Oh,
the
so
particular one that
gorgeous.
Amelia used to have, there's only 12 ever made and there's only 5 left in existence. So,
But they some of them were just gorgeous, and they had a lot of them had like that gorgeous lines and just paint jobs that you just it was gorgeous. And it's like, why can't they make cars like this anymore? They're so
well, they do.
beautiful. And
They're
some of
called
them,
hot rods.
that's true though. But some of them had the hoods up, and they had like gorgeous, like just chrome, and it
And the
was
white wall
gorgeous.
tires and
Yep,
the,
definitely had the white wall
yeah.
tires. It was beautiful. I wish I could have stayed longer, but someone, we won't mention any names, but someone decided that she didn't particularly care for cars and didn't know enough about them and just kind of decided, oh, yep, that's a car, and walked off. So, yeah, I didn't get to stay and fondle the cars like I wanted to. But that's okay. That's okay. I will always have the memory, and I have pictures because I walked past and I took pictures. This time I was actually aiming, so it was good. But anyway, so then we went back to the hotel. We ordered like the best pizza I have ever eaten in my life. It was from this little restaurant called Sicilian Pizza, and it was amazing. And
So was it
then,
love it or you'll sleep with the fishes?
yeah, I guess technically, I mean, it was delivered by an Italian, so I guess they were just kind of eyeballing us. But anyway, so then the next day we decided, because this is the day we'd actually prepared for, so we pulled out all the stops. I proceeded to buy. Janie just sent me a text message saying, "Hey, stop blaming everything on me." Anyway, so I bought a new top hat. And yes, I've had this sitting beside me the whole time, waiting for that moment. And I bought a feather. It was the first one I picked up, and I was like, "Hey, what kind is it?" She goes, "Oh, it's parrot and raven." I went, "Really, really? All right, give it to me." And she stuck it in my hat for me, and yeah, I think it looks badass.
It
At this
does.
point, I still don't have a sheriff star, so that's why the other one just kind of waited. And I was wearing a corset. Oh, it was gorgeous. I had boobs up to my nose. I was up to my nose in boobs. It was great. Mine too. But anyway, and Janie was dressed like I had this Victorian skirt on. I mean, I looked like I walked straight out of a steampunk thing. It was so cool. Like, I don't have a lot of self esteem. I don't know. Well, I've got low self esteem, but I don't have a lot of good self esteem. But even I looked in the mirror and went, damn, I would fuck me really hard, which is saying something because I know the process of getting a corset on, and the process of getting a corset on is not pretty.
Mm.
But yeah, so I mean, I had boobs, and I had that perfect hourglass figure, and then I had the skirt on, and I wore tennis shoes this time because I'm not stupid. And I had makeup done, so I had like these ruby red lips and really pretty eyes, and I had eyebrows because I'm blonde technically, so my eyebrows quite darkened all the way. These are the natural eyebrows. I have to darken them when I'm wearing makeup. So I had eyebrows. I mean, I was gorgeous. So we go to the festival. This time we took a cab because we intended to drink, and this is when I discovered that I really enjoy Jack and Coke. So I proceeded to help myself to three of them, plus the
Some
two that Janie couldn't finish.
Dutch courage.
Liquid courage, a go go. It was so bad. Like at this point, my liquid courage is kicked in. So at one point, the lead singer of the band that we're there to see, also known as the 69 Cats, which I think I've said before, but I'll say it again because seriously, awesome band. The lead singer walks past us. Now, just a quick throwback to the day before. The day before, I'm sitting there hiding and staring. This time, motherfucker walks past, and my drunk ass went, "Hey!"
Oh no.
And he goes, "Hey, how you doing?" And I went, "Oh, my heart, he didn't remember me." That's because I'm too damn good looking. That's all it is. I look like shit yesterday. I look good today because whiskey. But anyway, so then we walked over and we saw Chopper. He remembered us. And we saw Danny B, and he remembered us. So I was like, awesome. Okay, maybe I'm not as good looking today as I thought. Nah, I'm good looking. I hugged everybody because whiskey. And then they go on stage, and I had made a promise to the bassist that we were going to be front and center. Well, we we had this other band named Coffin Cats. Jane and I are sitting there which is really impressive in a corset, I may add, especially when you're a big girl, because when you sit, everything that has been smushed into the corset kind of goes up.
Including
So you're kind of,
boobage.
yeah, so you're sitting there with your boobs like right here, and then like the fat that you've squished. So it's like I kind of sat there like this. And live comfortably in that knowledge. But so I'm sitting there, and I've got this folder because I'm weirdly professional when I need to be. So I've got a folder that has the comic book, the CD that Janie brought, plus a piece of artwork that we had given, or that we were going to give to him. And I'm drawing on it, and we're sitting there talking. I'm telling her about old cars, and all of a sudden I stopped because I hear these voices coming from the stage, and I went, I don't know who they are, but I'm in love with them. We need to go see who they are. So I jump up, which is damn impressive in a very tight corset. But again, whiskey. And we round the corner, and there's the Coffin Cats. Now, let me tell you, if you ever get a chance to see them live, do it. Even if you don't know their music, even if you're not a particularly big fan of the music, they are fantastic showmen. One of them has a cello, which it takes a lot of work to make a cello look cool. It does. He pulled it off. Um, I I'd never heard this band before in my life, and I walked away from it feeling like I had been to see a big name artist. And they knew how to work the stage. They knew how to work a crowd. And at one point, the one of them is like standing on the cello and playing guitar. They switch instruments mid set and never miss a note. Um, they actually kind of almost link instruments together and play, and it was amazing. And the guitarist is jumping around the stage. And if you go look at my pictures, you'll be like, those are really shitty pictures of the guitarist. Why is every picture he's making got a funny face? Well, let me tell you why. That was not my shitty photography. The guitarist did that on purpose. he he would purposely jump around the stage and make really funny faces so that you had no choice but to take a picture of him with a funny face, and he'd be like at the edge of the stage. So every picture that you see of him is going to involve him with some sort of silly face, and it was hilarious. But they were really, really good showmen. The band name is the Coffin Cats, KOFFINKATS, Coffin Cats. Um, they had a huge crowd. I mean, drew in everybody, and you could tell who knew the band and who didn't. Because who knew the band was at the front, and who didn't was at the back going, who the hell are these people? Yeah! But anyway, so I was a little worried when I saw the crowd that I was going to have to break my promise to Chopper. And then the band finished, and the crowd kind of cleared away to go get drinks. And I reached down, grabbed Janie's hand, and dragged her to the front. And we were literally front and center.
Woohoo!
And I went, yeah! And anyway, so, and I didn't write about this part in the blog, so you guys can enjoy that. I actually thought about not even saying it at all, but I have to in order to really make you understand why this band is so amazing. Most of the other bands will usually let the stage staff set up their equipment. Not so. Danny B and Chopper got up there and helped the stage crew set up the equipment, get everything ready, help them do the sound tests, check 1 2, check 1 2, testes 1 2. Yep.
Two.
Yep. And then I was like, I wonder where Yerky is. And I look over at the side of the stage, and there he is. He's just sitting there. I was like, yay, he's over there. He's right there. And then I look a little closer. Now, let me back up a little bit because I think this is so cool. This man has been doing this for 20 years. 20 years he has been getting on stage, meeting with fans, performing music. And as I sat there and watched this man, he is shaking. He is
Oh.
trembling. He is so scared to get on that stage. And you could just see he's got his paperwork with the set list and he's just doing this. And that was really humbling that this man has been doing this for so long and it still affects him. And that's when you know how passionate he is for this, that it can still affect him like this. And I was just in awe over it. It blew my mind. Sorry, Janie sent me another text message. Apparently, she's doing commentary. 25. What the hell does 25 mean?
How many whiskeys you had? I
I did not have 25 whiskeys because then I would have jumped on the stage and tried to have sex with them.
don't know.
I wouldn't have remembered anything and I probably would have been arrested, but I did not have 25 whiskeys. But anyway, so yeah, it was just
Oh, how many years he's been doing it? Maybe.
maybe, yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's right, because his band. Okay, yeah, duh. Okay, thanks, Janie. 25 years. Yeah, because he started the band in 1989, and that's when I was born, and I'm 25. Look at me
Maths.
go! But anyway, so yeah, he's been doing this for 25 years, and it still just made him just tremble, and that was just awe-inspiring. And then Danny B has been with big names like Nancy Sinatra, and they're up on stage helping set up their own equipment. Chopper Franklin was the bassist for the Cramps, which is a band from back in the 80s, 70s, and 80s. And it's just, these men are just, they're humbling. They really are. They are awesome. And if I didn't respect them before, I definitely respected them after. And they get up on stage, and Yerky is always wearing sunglasses. Always. And finally, I realized why. It's because motherfucker's scared to death. And more power to him. They're all wearing, like, I think Chopper was the only one that was reasonably dressed. But Yuki's wearing like this like long sleeve thing and leather pants, and uh Danny B is wearing like this suit and little red tie and a top hat, and meanwhile I'm sweating all this pretty makeup off and
Oh.
everything. And then I reached up and went, oh shit, I'm sweating whiskey. You could lick me and you could get drunk right now. That's awkward.
Or in my case, just have a sniff and whew, we're gone.
I don't even want to know what I smelled like. I really don't. I'm pretty sure it wasn't like whiskey. But anyway, so they finally take the stage and they rocked it. Oh, it was awesome. And there was a lot of eye contact going on because I'm pretty sure we're the biggest fans up front. And so we're singing, we know all the words to the songs, and he's like making eye contact with us. And at one point he stepped, like, I have this image forever emblazoned in my brain. He walks up to the edge of the stage. He looks down to make sure that the motherfucker's not fixing to walk off. Looks down, well, down at us. We're looking up at him, and he holds the microphone out. And he, instead of holding it out to the crowd, he holds it down to us.
Oh, dude.
And I went, then afterwards. So the whole show was just awesome. But afterwards, they walk out and they're all sweaty and miserable and just yeah. So you know they're ready to just get out of there and go freshen up. Liquid courage, a go go. I just straight up walked up to them and and the only reason Janie got there first was because she can walk faster.
But you were in running shoes. What the hell?
I was in running shoes, but I'm also wearing a corset and a skirt.
Lift that skirt up, mother effer. Run! Dang it! Run!
And I was drunk. So running would have probably been detrimental. But yeah. So anyway, so we get up to him and he's just sitting there and he's just talking. And he tells us that the stand-in drummer was actually the voice of Johnny Depp on Crybaby. That was his voice. For
Ooh.
the singing parts, their sit-in drummer for the day was Johnny Depp's voice on Crybaby. And so we're like, oh, that's so cool. That's cool as shit, man. And I handed him my comic book, which I didn't bring it out here with me because I didn't want anything horrible to happen to it. It's a gorgeous comic book, by the way. So if anyone happens to be a fan of the 69 Eyes, I recommend highly going and
69
getting it.
cats?
No,
69
there's two
eyes?
bands. There's two
Okay.
bands. The original band that has Yurki as the lead singer is the 69 Eyes. That is the band that he has been with for 25 years. But all of the band members, well, okay, I don't know about all of them. I know Yurki and Yusi both have like their own little side projects. So they
Okay.
meet up like halfway through the year. Yusi has, he owns a bar now, which is really funny. And he also has another band called the Local Band. They play in Helsinki, which is where the band is from, by the way. All of them. Yurki has the 69 Cats, and that's where Danny B and Chopper come in. And but he wrote, oh, he didn't write. I think he helped. A comic book called the Helsinki Vampires. That's what they call themselves. It's the Helsinki Vampires. And they all I had was 69 Eyes stuff because 69 Cat stuff is really hard to find. So I said I feel like shit that all I have is 69 Eyes stuff, but could you sign it? And he's like, oh no, you're cool, you're cool. Gimme. Okay. So I had it open to one picture. And he's like, are you sure you want me to sign this picture? And I said, well, the front of the comic book and the back of the comic book are all in black. So you're going to have to sign one of the pictures because otherwise it's not going to show up. So he takes it and looks at it and he goes, I think we can find a better one. He takes my comic book from me, flips through and finds this picture. Now, if I don't, like I said, I don't have it with me, but you can go onto my Facebook and you can see it. And it's a picture of the character that is supposed to be him. Standing there in all of his trench coat gothic glory, sunglasses on, and he proceeds to write Blessed Be on one side, Yurki 69, 2015 on the other. I hand the comic book off to Chopper. He signs it. And then I was like, okay, I know you're really hot and you're really sweaty and kind of gross, but could we get pictures? Because I didn't get a really good one the day before. And he's like, yeah, sure, go ahead. Well, I think he was expecting me to take a picture of him this way. So when I pick up my phone and I start opening it this way, he goes, all right, selfie time. This is a 46-year-old man, by the way, who is getting more excited about taking pictures with fans than we are. And so we take a picture. Now, you know me, you've been long enough, you know that I very rarely smile in pictures. I just, that's not my thing. I don't think I look good. You okay? Okay. child's going under the table and she smacked her head, in case you wondered what that noise
Ow.
was. Oh, poor baby. But anyway, I'm not a big smiler. Never my thing. I'm always very stoic in pictures. But if you go and look at my profile picture, you will see that that has changed. And the reason for that is when he put his arm around me, he brings his other arm up and starts doing this number right above my chest. I'm standing there like this, and I was all prepared. I was all prepared for stoic. So I'm like, but then I see his hand, and I look down, realize what he did, and lit up, and my finger twitched, and I caught the picture. So Yerky forced me to smile in a picture because he was trying to grope me.
Oh my
Well,
goodness.
then he turns around, takes a picture with Janie, does the exact same setup, and which is really disappointing because she wasn't even wearing a corset, but she's very blessed. Very, very blessed. And yeah, so he mimes molesting her. And then when he finishes, he turns around, and the fact that he had to point this out is what cracks me up. He goes, I'm not a chauvinist. I'm not being chauvinistic. It's just show business.
Yeah.
Cracked us up. I mean, just like had me in tears because drunk. Actually, it's still funny now.
Yep.
But then I was like, hey, liquid courage, one more time. Let's push the luck, just one more. I went, can I get a hug? And he's like, yeah, come on. And he hugs me. Motherfucker smells great. Even being on stage and sweating, he smelled like really sweet and like leather. And I'm like, that's not even fair because I'm pretty sure I smell gross right now. That is not fair. How do you do that? Then we chase down Danny B. And like I said, the picture that he signed is of himself. Danny B signs her CD, and we're walking with him because he had to go somewhere. He takes my comic book and actually stops for a second, looks down and goes, Yerky signed this? And we said, yeah. He goes, oh, that's funny. Yerky signed himself and signed it. But anyway, so then later on, we get back to the hotel. I get all of my pictures uploaded. I put the best ones on Instagram, and I'm tagging, everyone that's interested. I write out a blog, all this stuff, and I leave it up, and I go to bed. That's it. I'm done. I wake up the next day, and my Instagram has blown the fuck up. Danny B has taken one of my pictures, posted it to his Instagram, tagged me in it. Yuriki liked multiple pictures I had done, commented on most of them, and the ones that I hadn't tagged, he tagged. Then I posted the blog and I put it on Twitter, and I wasn't thinking anything of it. Next thing I know, Yuriki does his Instagram circuit, then he goes to Facebook, and then he starts in on Twitter. He favorites my blog. I was like, awesome. He saw it. Oh shit, motherfucker read the blog. Oh shit. But
Dang.
my day wasn't done. The day wasn't done because the next thing I know, after I've realized that what he's doing, he posts an update to Twitter that says, thanks all the vampires, or thank you to all the vampires. And I click the link. It's my blog.
Aww.
So then later that night, I'm driving home. I have no idea of anything that's happening. I'm driving. I've got 9 hours ahead of me driving home. I call Janie. And I ask, all right, because like all day I've been getting random strangers liking my pictures. So I was like, okay, anything new going on? And I hear her go, "Oh my God, what?" She goes, "You're not going to believe this." "What?" "Danny B is following you on Instagram." "What?" Blew my mind. Oh my God. I was so excited. So yeah, for a weekend, I partied with rock stars. I had fun. I was a traveler, and then when I get home, I turned into my own little celebrity. And it's like, how the hell am I supposed to go back to reality after this?
You didn't tell us where the star came from.
Yes. So the star came from the fact that the next day I was in a gift shop before we left Nashville, and I found it. And I took a picture of me like this, and I said, "Danny B, I'm a day late, but I finally got my star." That was the first picture he liked.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was amazing. I was just in awe. It was so these guys, in my personal opinion, and I may be biased, but the 69 Cats is a very underrated band. With the amount of talent that exists between all of them, they are some great guys. And then to actually be able to sit and interact with them and all of this, it's humbling and it is incredible. You feel like you are their best friend. You feel like that you have known each other for years and that you're just a long lost friend. And for a moment, for a shining moment, you are part of something great. And it was the best feeling in the world.
Oh, I'm so glad you got all those happies. Okay, so that's Nashville.
Yes.
Okay, I want to finish on sort of like a community service. I'm hoping that's not a delivery to my house because I have a few things coming. Anyway, yeah. Hang on. Let me check. Uh, uh, nope, I think it's the neighbor's house. Okay, don't mind me. um, this week we had yet another element of proof that our Prime Minister is a giant jerk. Um, we had what we thought was going to be a breakthrough in our marriage equality. I don't know whether you call it a struggle or a race or whatever. But yeah, he didn't allow the coalition a conscience vote, which basically means that when they tried to pass, I don't know, what do they call it? Do they call it a bill? I don't know. Anyway, they tried to get it through Parliament, and basically because he has the majority vote and he would not let anybody have a conscience vote, it was basically effectively thrown out of Parliament before it even got there. So no marriage equality. At this point, there are possibly rumblings of a referendum, which is just basically a massive election for the Australian public. So with any luck, that will go ahead after the next election, which I'm not sure when it is, but let's hope it's not too far away. And then the Australian people will finally get to vote whether we should have marriage equality, and he can't ask people to be jerks about it. But if that ever goes ahead, we will be doing a massive sign up to the electoral roll for anybody over 18 because we need all the help we can get. And the funniest thing was, Canberra Airport is actually owned by a gay man, and he had to leave the country to marry his husband. So, guess where all the politicians go when Parliament is in session? They go to Canberra. So he decided Canberra Airport was going to be this fantabulous place with rainbow lights and hashtag we can do this. So every politician, when they flew into Canberra Airport, was basically reminded, we can do this. We can do this. So with any luck, eventually we can do this, people. We can do it. So
I mean, come on. If America can do it, you can do it.
exactly. So bring on the referendum because obviously the politicians can't be trusted.
Exactly. Well, I mean, the key phrase is the fact that you said politician. You can't trust a politician to begin with.
Well, it's only really the head moron. Because I think if the coalition was allowed to have a conscience vote, it would have been a landslide victory for marriage equality.
More than likely. I mean, I think Ricky Gervais said it best. Gay marriage is not gay privilege. It's an equal right. Privilege would be not paying taxes like the churches do.
Mm, exactly. Who was it? I don't know. There was another big US person that had an opinion that made me snort giggle last night. I think it was, who cares what makes you hard? Something along those lines. I'm like, yeah, that's about right. It's nobody's business what gets you
Right.
off.
That's
So,
okay. Sorry, I had to get a computer charger. I had a gorgeous delivery person.
so has not been a good week for Australian politics. Very exasperating. And I'm thinking that, bring that referendum on it and we'll sort it all out. And then the Australian people can make our decision and basically go, nah. But then again, I don't think he's going to get into politics next time anyway, because I think we've all learned our blanky lesson, haven't we all? Yes, we have. And it just amazes me because I don't think I've met anyone that voted for the fool, and yet here he is sitting in the seat of power. Who knows? Strange things happen. But I think I saw the best meme was, if aliens ever come to our planet and ask to see our leader, that's embarrassing. So now that Jackie's all situated again, I can shut up.
Yes, yes. Sorry, I had to plug in my. I realized that I should not have worn this shirt while doing this broadcast because it doesn't look right.
What did you say?
It's not so much the fact of what it says; it's the fact that the gun is located. But yeah, this is the shirt. Oh, yeah. Oops.
I finally managed to bring one of my shoes. See? Leopard print shoes.
You are probably the only person in the world that could actually manage to pull that off.
Eh, I don't pull it off. I just wear them anyway. So I will at
My
least be
little
flying in comfort next week.
my little cat whisperer going on over here.
Oh, just so cute. All of them. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the kitty? Oh, the
6.
kitties and the kitty. Oh.
We have 6 little kittens. One of them has adopted me as his mommy. I'm actually surprised he's laying over there and not on me. He's earned a new nickname though, or a new name. His name is Danny B. Parrot. And I was going to post that to Instagram, but considering who is now following me on Instagram, I think I'll just wait for a while.
Yeah. And when he does something stupid, then you can still accuse him of being a bed brain. Ha ha!
Exactly. So publicly his name will be Parrot, but we all know his name is actually Danny B. Parrot.
And that's public now, so you know if they come back and watch this, you're in deep shit.
I doubt they will, but then again, I doubted they were going to watch the. I doubted they were going to read the blog, which I still don't think Danny B did. I don't know. But yeah, there you go.
Oh my goodness. Oh, garbage man, dude. Gosh, anyone would think we live in trash land. Go away.
Isn't that what Australia is at the moment?
Mm, I don't know. Has not been a good week for politics.
And that's why I pretty much avoid them at all costs. I hate politics.
Except for Vladimir Putin, because. Ah!
Yeah, especially when Pussy Riot and Putin makes the news with the same sentence.
Yeah. Okay, so what have we been going? Nearly 2 hours, just a little bit over 2 hours, something like that.
I think so. It's so funny. We're like, let's just do this for like 30 minutes, or let's do it for an hour. 2 hours later, oh, we
I
accidentally went
know.
over. But
I
yeah, so
know.
so I
I
think
gotta
it's
go get
time
ready.
to. Yes, you do, because you have an event coming up.
I do. I is heading to Sydney to Hachette Australia headquarters. Gonna go stay in the hotel that gave me no sleep last time, because Lord knows I never learn. So we'll see how that goes.
So what exactly? Just real quick, because I know I'm pretty sure the next time we do this, you'll go in more detail. But what exactly are you going for?
Um, yeah, just deciding to have a YA bloggers event, and I got an invite for the second year running. Last year it was Lainey Taylor. This year their special guest is Holly Black, and I don't have my book because it's already packed in my luggage. So
Awesome.
I'm trying to be more organized this time, which includes not getting sick the night before I have to go. Includes
Also a good
not being
idea.
on medication that makes me look like I'm seeing through a kaleidoscope.
Also a good idea.
Actually packing my toothbrush.
An even better idea.
Ah. So I have to go and charge everything, get everything packed, and I thought I didn't have to work tomorrow, but I do. So that's 24 hours less that I have to get my butt ready. So I need to go.
I'm
You look
double
like you're
classy. No, it's not daggy. It's double classy. That's what that is.
you say classy, I say daggy.
That's because you don't have any taste, Belinda. It's okay.
Well, when we're rocking shoes like this, yeah, there's no class there.
No, no,
Nope.
there's no classy.
Nope. Okay, everyone, I'm going to run. Bye.
So thank you for whoever stayed for that entire time, and for anyone who actually manages to sit through all 2 hours of this. Thank you very much, and we will see you hopefully next week.
Bye.
Bye!